Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Ken here, and today I've got a really special treat for you. Listen, a lot of people are building massive email lists, and they're all trying to figure out how to communicate with those people, how to get them buying, how to turn them into their customers. Well, I'm going to show you how to take your email list and turn it into a Facebook audience, and then how to take that new email list-based Facebook audience and turn it into a lookalike audience. Millions of people on Facebook that are your ideal clients. And this lookalike hack will help you to finally crack the code and build your business. So the big question is this: how is a tiny percentage of entrepreneurs blow the pack away? What are they doing that we're not? I asked myself that question for 10 years. I was failing forward and getting sick of it. I wanted to build a coaching business, but couldn't make any headway. So I started studying. I realized that the world's most elite marketers, entrepreneurs, and gurus were all using the same 4-step system. I call it the authority factor. On the show, I'm going to prove to you that the authority factor worked for them and it'll work for you. My name is Ken Dunn. Let's get started. You know, a lot of the techniques that we go over to fill your webinars and your live events, basically paid advertising, are going to revolve around Facebook and Instagram. And the biggest reason is, believe it or not, it's the simplest platform to use in terms of understanding. And it's also the cheapest platform to use. What's really fascinating about the paid ads world and Facebook and Instagram is there's a dozen different ways to skin a cat. And that's like how you build your audiences. And what we've gone over so far is how to build cold traffic audiences around interests, like people that they follow or their occupation. Now, what we're going to do in this training is we're going to build an audience around the people on your email list. So if you followed through the authority factor process, you built yourself first, then you built your following, then you started building your list, and then you got into selling online courses and coaching and all the rest of it. Well, over time, that list is going to grow. And when your email list gets to, I think a good number is around 10,000 people on it, it's very easy to upload that list into Facebook and then ask Facebook to create a bigger audience, which they call look-alike audiences, of people that most resemble the type of people that are on your email list. And your email list should all be the same type of people, shouldn't it? Because your email list came from your tripwire, which originally came from Facebook people. So Facebook's going to be able to identify those people quickly and then build a lookalike audience of people that are like them. And then once you have that audience built, you can run your paid ads to that audience. And most often, the lookalike audiences yield lower results. In other words, cheaper cost of advertising and better engagement, because it's people that most resemble the people that are already into you. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to share my screen. We're going to jump into ClickFunnels first. We're going to download the email list. We're going to clean it up. We're going to load it into the Facebook Ads Manager and create an audience of that list and then a lookalike audience, and we're going to launch some ads. So let's get to work. Okay, here we are inside of ClickFunnels. And I love how ClickFunnels has evolved over the years. As you guys know, Russell started this company about 7 years ago at the time of this recording. And a lot of cool things have happened since then. For today's tutorial, we're going to go up here to the follow-up funnels tab and we're going to click on contacts. And this is going to give us our entire contact list. Now, my contact list, as you guys can see here, is 433,000 people. Now, this is including the scrubs and people that have unsubscribed that you can see here. And you can see that in the last 30 days, I've had 1,493 new people join the list. If I go to the last 60 days, it'll refresh. And it probably won't take long to get that. Yep, the last 60 days, 2,500 new people and 970 unsubscribed. And in the last year, so that would be 12 months, 11,000 new emails on the list. And you can see there's all the newest ones right there that have come in today that are jumping onto the list. Now, the biggest thing, if we go to all time, that's where we're going to see all 433,000. And I've literally, in all time, I've had 4,000 unsubscribes out of the 433,000. So that's not bad. That's actually a good list. Now, I've built this email list from scratch. So all of these people on this email list are my ideal client, if you will. And so I'm going to go ahead and download the whole list. Now, like I said, don't be overwhelmed by the fact that I've got 10,000 people on my list, because you don't have to have that many. It will literally, this whole program will work with as little as 10 or 12,000 people on the list. So let's just wait and let this download. Okay, so there we have it. There's the download button. We're just going to click on that download button there. Now, as it's doing this, I want to talk to everybody here, because your email list could come from anywhere, right? This is just an example for people that are using the ClickFunnels platform with me, but whatever platform you're using, all you need to build an email list, an audience based on an email list in Facebook and Instagram, and then a lookalike audience, is just a very standard email list in a CSV file. So we're going to open this up now. And my suggestion to you, regardless of where you get the email list from, is to clean it up, to simplify it. Because you'll see here in a second, once this Mac Daddy opens, is there are going to be all kinds of lines in this spreadsheet that we don't actually even need. Okay, and there's the spreadsheet. And if you just see me go down this list, there you go. It's a monster, but that's good. This is all my clients forever and ever. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to clean up the list. I'm going to delete a whole bunch of these ClickFunnels specific lines. I don't need, all I need is the email addresses right there. And so I'm going to take these and I'm going to leave the name in them. In fact, I don't want to bother with all that data, but this will come in handy. I can actually use the phone numbers again as well in another list. So there's what we got. We got the phone numbers, the first names, and the last names. It's amazing. That's a big list, eh? I bet you guys would like to get your hands on that. And you can see the phone numbers, yeah, most of them are disappearing. Most of the names are disappearing too. So I'm just going to delete all of those. It's all that you see for most of the list is just the email addresses. So, and all I just need it for is the lookalike. So I'm going to go up here and I'm going to save this file as full client list for Facebook audience. And I'll just save it on my desktop so it's easy to find. Okay, so all I have to do in the business manager here is I'm going to go up to the menu in the top left corner, and I'm going to look for audiences in the list, which is right here. You can see audiences, and all my audience assets are going to be sitting there in the business manager, which I have like a ultimate audience, I believe, right now. Let's take a look here and see. And you can see it chooses by ads manager. So I'm going to go down and choose the third ads manager because that's where, yeah, see, that's where most of my stuff is happening. And I want to build a new audience. So I'm going to go up here and I'm going to say create an audience. And I'm going to create a custom audience first. And the custom audience is going to come from a customer list. And it says I've got to include at least one main identifier, and I'm going to choose email. Oh, this is just giving me the example. Must include at least one of these. And then I go to the next page, and that's where I'm going to choose it. Okay. Does your list include a column for customer value? The answer is no. And I'm going to hit next. And it says I have to say that these are my email addresses. I've got them legally and ethically, so I accept because they're all my customers. And now this is where I can upload the file. So I can hit upload the file. And now I'll go to my computer and I'll find that file that I just created. It's right here, full client list for Facebook audience. I'll just upload that. And I'm going to call this AF client list. And then I'm going to hit next. Probably take a second to process this. So it just mapped it out, said there's emails. And now I can hit upload and create. Okay, there you go. So 433 rows, emails in that list, which is a freaking great size audience, isn't it? But we're going to create a lookalike audience from it. And we're going to make that 2 million people. So we're going to hit create lookalike audience. And we're not going to have to, I can actually choose specific countries. So I'm going to say United States, which I know most of my customers are from the United States and Canada, but there's no sense, I don't want them anywhere else than that right now. So I'm going to say United States and Canada. If I just go with 1%, I'm up to 2.2 million. If I go to 2%, I'm up to 5.2 million. So I'm going to literally just go with a 1% lookalike for now, because that's a great size for a webinar list. But I know I can go back and create another audience with just 2%. Or I can go like, so it doesn't have to be the same people. So right now, though, I'm going to go with 1% because I like the size of that audience. And I'm going to hit create audience. And now you can see it's loading up. Now it always takes a couple minutes to get that loaded up there. And if I hit refresh, it might come, but it'll typically take a little while. So we're going to let that audience build up. Let's have a little look here. Do you like the way I sing sometimes when I talk when we're doing this together? And we can see this is in number 3. This is where we're running all of our ads for the online course webinar, actually. But it's just like that. So now I'm going back to the ads manager. Give it a second to load. And there's some of the ads that we're running right now. Now I'm having trouble with a little American version of my ad, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. What I'm going to do to make this really easy, if you take a look at the ads here that are converting, we see some really good conversions going on with these campaigns. And so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this video that's been running for a while and I'm going to duplicate it. And I'm just going to change the audience to the lookalike audience. So I'm going to hit duplicate. Because I like what's happening with that ad. I like the copy on it. It's always performed really well. And up here, instead of saying Canada, we're going to say list and 1% look alike. And 98%, it's just, that's a video, so it's 98% video. And I'm going to hit publish. Now, once that publishes, I haven't actually changed the audience yet. I just like to if I'm going to duplicate a current campaign that's already running, I'm going to literally just stop it and I publish it again before I change anything. I'll change the name so I can see where it is in the list here. But I get so nervous about these campaigns getting messed up or me accidentally hitting the wrong thing. So I'll just wait and change it afterwards. Sometimes it'll get sticky, so I'm just going to refresh the screen and it's going to throw it back into draft, which is where I wanted it to go anyway. So now I'm going to go over here. And now that I'm on this screen, this is where I'm going to edit the audience. The ad set is where the audience is. So I'm going to hit edit. And I'm going to go up here. And I'm just going to close that out. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to call it list and 1% look I'll just say look alike. And this is the 98% video. Now I'm going to go down to my audiences here, and I can delete all this stuff because this is not relevant now, because it's a lookalike of the audiences in America and Canada. So I'm just going to delete all of this targeting I was doing before because it's not relevant. So now that it's all deleted, I'm going to come up here to saved audiences, click on saved audiences. Under custom audiences, I should say, and there is the audiences. So there's the Authority Factory list and a lookalike of the list. And because it's so big, I'm going to choose both of them. Now, as you guys can see, it's saying that the potential reach is unavailable right now because it's still loading the list. But it'll let me publish it like that. And I'm just going to do exactly that. So I'm going to leave that just like it is. This is going to go to Canada and America. So I got rid of the country designation. It is the video, and I'm going to hit publish. Now, the other thing that we can do is we can go back to, that was my whole email list. You know, there was over 400,000 people on it, and it took me about 8 years to build that. And it's fair to say that my audience has emerged, has evolved, has changed, and a lot of the people on that list, you know, there's probably a lot of the older people on it that might not even remember who I am. And you don't have to go so big anyway. So if I go to the last year, I'm going to download just the last year, which is 11,000 emails, and I hit download. This might be even more relevant. And so I'm going to download this list now, and I'm going to launch the exact same campaign with just this list and a lookalike of this list, and I can compare them to each other. Okay, so let's hit download. So we're going to download this list again. And like I was telling you earlier, your email list really could come from anywhere. What's really most specific, though, it's not really about the size of the list. It's how real it is to you. Like, as an example, the people that have joined this list in the last year, which is 11,000, as you saw, they all know me. And so my gut tells me, if you think about what we're actually setting up here, we're going to do a split test. Same ad, same copy, everything. And it's the list of 400,000 with a 1% lookalike versus the list of 11,000 with probably a 2 or 3% lookalike to get to the same size. I'm actually really excited about this. I didn't start off this training thinking I'd be doing a split test, but hey, you know what? This could be pretty neat stuff that we're playing with here. So let's go ahead. So this is the big list I just downloaded from ClickFunnels again. I want to get rid of, let me just go. I accidentally deleted. Let me just hit undo. I got the email list there. I want to get rid of everything but the email. So I'm going to go all the way over here. And I'm going to hit delete. So I've just got the email lists. And I'm going to go down my list here. Let me scroll over the side. And as you guys can see, this list is 11,600. So I'm going to say, let me just save this as AF list last 12 months. And I'm going to save that to my desktop. We're going to minimize that. Now we're going to go back into the ads manager. Now, same thing. Like you can see that lookalike. That's the big list of 400,000. My entire email list plus a 1% lookalike for 2.6 million in total in North America. Now we got to repeat the process. So we're going to go up to the ads manager. We're going to go to audiences. And you guys can see how big this is, but do yourself a favor. Do not go buy a list somewhere to do this because they don't know you. The whole purpose of this is that the people actually know you. So do that properly. Like just you build your list through your Tripwire. Try and build a lookalike audience if you've got 3,000 or 4,000 people on your list. See what happens. It's just a great tool to build a big list. It's all about engagement, right? It's all about getting people. So let me just go here and hit create a custom audience. And this is from a customer list, just like you saw. Emails, yep, we know that. No lifetime value. And then we're going to upload that last 12 months. So we're looking for that AF list last 12 months. Forgive me for my brutal database or my unclean desktop. There's the list right there. And we're going to call it AF list. I'm going to change this instead of saying last 12 months because that could date itself, right? I'm going to say 2019, 2020, May. And now I'm going to hit next. It's going to start uploading it. Yep, they mapped it out. Just got emails. No problem. It's going to load it up. Let's give it a minute to work. You like my singing? And now we're going to hit a lookalike again. Now, as you can see here, if I go to 2, let's give it a second here, and I want to say Canada and United States. So we're comparing apples to apples, right? And look, that's 5.2 million. So if I go 1%, 2.6 million. On that list, that's perfect. So it's the same size list and everything. And let's see how it goes. So we're going to hit create audience. And then next, what I want to do is I got my audiences created. I'm going to go back to my ads manager. And to make this like really congruent, I'm going to duplicate the exact same ad again. Okay, so that last lookalike audience, remember this is the 300,000 here. It's still in review. It could probably stay in review for a while. But all I'm going to do is I'm going to hit duplicate again. And that when I said list, I just called it list. So this time I'm going to call it, let me just go here and hit duplicate. I'm going to go up here where it says list. I'm going to say AF 2019 2020 list. K list. And then I'm going to go here and hit publish. And close that. And then there it is right there. So what I want to do now is edit. I want to go down here and edit the audience page again, right? Because we're going to change that. So I'm going to say where it says list here. So I'm going to just change that quickly. AF 2019, 2020, 11K. And I'm going to go down here now and change the lists. So I'm going to get rid of these guys. And I'm going to go to custom audiences again. And you got to be very careful. You got to find the right one. So there's the core list, 11,000. And then there's the lookalike right there. And again, it's still too soon to tell, but that's all I need to do. It'll populate a little bit later. So I'm just going to hit publish. And close it up. And there you have it, friends. These are very simple ads to get set up. All you got to do is follow this video very closely. Now, these will come out of review in the next, I don't know, couple hours. Sometimes it takes a while, but as soon as they come out of review, they'll go active and we'll compare them. It's like a split test. Let's see, does the bigger list that I built over 8 years and a lookalike outperform or underperform the more specific list of the last 12 months and a lookalike? It'll be fun to find out. Stay tuned. I'll do a follow-up video and show you exactly what happened.